Hello, welcome to the stream. Hi, Hobie Gal. Great to see you. I'm glad you're home for a few days so you can catch the live stream. I plan on doing the regular live stream for the next few days, so there you go. It'll be the perfect timing. By the way, I got to introduce my glass of Diet Coke today. It doesn't have a name or anything. I'm about to see if my game will start up. It gave me an error message. It said cannot sync to the cloud. Hit retry. Retry didn't do anything. I hit the close button and it seemed to boot up. So I may not be connected to the live servers, which isn't a big deal. But at least it does start up. We got the beautiful Bluetooth controller. I got my thing. We're going to fly around quite a bit, I believe. So just looking for some nice vistas. Maybe we'll land on top of some buildings in Los Angeles. I'm in 2024. It seems to be started. Let's see if we can see what this shows my character. See, it shows my name there. I wonder if anything new is in the marketplace. Because it's been a few days. I've been flying 2020 because they had an update, and I wanted to check it out, and it does look pretty good. I gotta say, 2020 is in some ways it's smoother. Exactly, my co-pilot is Diet Coke. No, I've said many times, without Diet Coke, I don't even see how streaming would be possible. I'm not even sure life itself would be possible. Certainly not streaming, because I mean, I need this. I need something that's. All right, I don't see anything new and exclusive. I don't really buy a lot of airports. I don't buy a lot of big jets. Some of the stuff like precision landing isn't really even a thing. Actually, this Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas might actually be kind of fun for $5. And I do spend a lot of time in flying around Las Vegas, by the way. In fact, we might do that today in the ATIA. It's a really fun. It's really fun for kind of hopping up on top of buildings and things like that. We're gonna find some. We should find some spots here, but I might have to look at that. Let me just read this up real quickly. So, I mean, I know what the airport. It does look like this, but apparently it's more obviously enhanced. Latest real world data. The nearby hotels are changed. Interestingly, that would be interesting. Meaning, I guess, well, hard to tell because the sphere is already there. I mean, they're all nearby the airport. Let me just look at more pictures here. Yeah, I might wait on that. Yeah, it's got all the slot machines in the terminals. I guess the nearest ones are the Luxor and the Mandalay Bay. Did I see the leaks you sent? I don't know if I saw the leaks. I saw the what ifs, but I don't know if we're going to do much what ifs. The thing about what ifs, okay, no, this is new stuff. Let me see. We got new leaks. Oh, and these are just still images. Okay, well, hold on. Let me bring them up real quick so you can see what I'm talking about while you're here. Hold on a second. Discord. Don't worry about that person. Close personal friend. Are these going to show up? There we go. So these are the leaks. I mean, I guess they show their work in progress. Let's see if this one really going to come in. There we go. So it looks pretty typical stuff. We saw this that's episode 68 or whatever. What is this? That's not much. Yeah, it's not too much. All right, so we saw the leaks. I don't know if we're gonna do a what if though, because the what ifs are not really my bag. I mean, they're nice, and we're still just waiting for the next episode to drop. It could be the next. I think it's gonna be at least another week or two though. So, but that's the big deal. I think that might be the next time we do anything. Maybe we might watch. I mean, I see how I feel, but I'm gonna fly around for like an hour or so. That's going to be the meat of the initial game. All right. Well, this is just going to be a quick, fun mission to look for some nice vistas here. I'm sure it's a beautiful, hot day in Vegas. We're going to start out in the ATIA. And we'll start in, okay, that's the main airport there. But we're going to start, let's just use North. Actually, let's start from a helicopter. Let's use the ATIA and start from a helicopter landing pad. I'm still like just freaking out on how much fun this is to fly. Let's go to this bright pink one. I mean, we've done all the colors now, and only the bright pink one is really kind of crazy, and it is so cool and bright. I don't mind it at all. I don't know if I would personally own a bright pink airplane, but Fly one in the game? Heck yes. All right, saving back, North Las Vegas. Oh, see, but now that we're in a helicopter, it gives us a bunch of other possible places to take off from, like this medical center. Let's take off from a medical center. I mean, I've never done before, but yeah, we could take off from helipads, and that's kind of a cool thing that we could do. I mean, you can take off helipads in a helicopter, but helicopters are so unstable and difficult to fly in the game, and some helicopters just don't work. Whereas the ATIA is like a drone; it's perfectly stable. Okay, I guess we're even on the ground. We're not even on the top of a building. We're gonna land on a tall building, though. That's the plan. And then we'll do a more traditional flight in an older plane. So we're basically, where are we here? We're out in this pink thing. There's a parking lot there. Boy, some parking lots have cars that look really good. Some parking lots have cars where it's just flat and you can see the image of the cars. And then you have ones where the AI has tried to, kind of build polygons to match the layout and didn't do such a great job. All right, that looks like a medical center to me, though. All right, you see, there's Vegas. It's pretty close. All right, we're in the ATIA. The beeping sound indicates we have the parking brake on. We're gonna obviously take off in hover mode because, yeah, there's no other way. But the good thing is we just give it some gas and it comes right off the ground, floats right off the ground, kind of like magic. It stays perfectly oriented. If we want to spin the plane like that, we can do that with the rudder controls. Spin ourselves around, point ourselves to where we want to go. As we rise, but this would really be cool in the real world. Oh, by the way, have you heard that Joby, the company called Joby, is in the news? It's the company that makes the air taxi that's in this game. All right, so you get enough speed going here, forward speed, and then we hit the hover button, or the button that transitions into fly mode. Be careful, because it's going to want to pitch down. And we're going to stay nice and low. I'm getting pretty good at this one. So anyway, if we start here on this end of the strip, the north end of the strip here, you got the stratosphere. Up this way is downtown in the Fremont area, further north. And you got the stratosphere. It's got a pool on the top. I wonder if we could land on the pool. And you got that. This down there is the strip. This is kind of the other boulevard here. You can see where the monorail path goes, and these are I think these are the, no, up ahead is the convention center. Try to take this building here. You get the West Gate. This is one part of the convention center. That's where TwitchCon was 2 years ago. Sure. And this is the other part of the convention center. The convention center is massive in Vegas. All right, then you get this famous, this is kind of the backside here. But we're getting looked at. We're getting eyeballed by the sphere. And you also kind of see this is where the F1 path comes through. The F1 racetrack comes around the sphere. And then down here and then right on the strip. It's pretty wild. Let's try not to run into the high roller. I've been in there. It's pretty cool. Those cars are quite big. I mean, it's hard to tell, but they're like big as a living room. You know what I mean? They're big. It's quite a view, and it takes a while for it to make a transit, so it's like a 25-minute ride, pretty decent. This is we're heading to the south end of the strip here. We just did this last week, but I can't do it enough. Do you see the New York? You got Excalibur, you got the MGMs, you got the Luxor, you got the Mandalay Bay, and you got the stadium, and then the airport. So we're gonna turn around again. I gotta figure out somewhere to land. I want to land somewhere nice and high up. And where they want to build the new, I think they want to build the new baseball stadium is right here. Is this ball land or over there? I think it's here, where this golf course is. Or a football stadium. I don't know. No, the football stadium is there. We got to remember you lose a lot of speed when you're turning. That's okay. I want to kind of go up the strip nice and low here. So again, it's kind of crazy, from the inside. Oh, there's a McDonald's. Mandalay Bay. Overspeeding. A little less power. We'll be fine. Excalibur, the MGM. There's 2 MGM properties. Of course, there's the Caesars on the right. On the right's going to be the Venetian and well, first the Aria, then the Parisian, then the Venetian. The Bellagio on the left. You see the fountains there. Now the fountains work in 2020, but in 24 they do not seem to have gotten working. We got Caesars. You got the Link. You got the Flamingo. The Mirage. All right. So here's the Venetian, and then you got the Wynn and the Encore. I'm learning all like 40. This is where the shopping mall is. There's like 42, I think, resorts on the strip. This one is the Hilton, one of the Hiltons, or is it Conrad? It's got it's the Conrad, which is the Hilton. Then you can see where the circus tents are. It's always Circus. And this giant thing is, I forget what it's called. Massive, though. All right, where are we going to land? I just want to see if it's possible to land on the top of the stratosphere. All right, so we're going to switch to hover mode. And it'll immediately start slowing us down. We're going to give us a lot more power. I don't think there is anywhere flat to land up here, but there's only one way to find out. Another beautiful, gorgeous, hot day in the desert. We can land on the smallest of little areas, though, as long as it's flat. I don't know if we really could here. But it's still really a cool view. So it looks like here, yeah, a little less power here. There's the whole desert there. Henderson's down that way. Kind of just effectively a suburb. Alright, we're going down to -200, -350. Watching our vertical speed quite carefully here. I don't really think there's anywhere to land here, but you'd be surprised because we're pretty small compared to the size of this thing here. Yeah, as I've said many times before, it seems like the weirdest flaw of this is that it's not quite flat enough. Is that you can't see where you're landing, you can't see what's below you. But man, the stability, especially compared to helicopters. All right, let's land on some other one of these other buildings here. So we're actually going to head this way, and we're going to go back into fly mode because it takes a while to get there in hover mode. But there's plenty of flat places. I just want to land somewhere it's high enough that we kind of see over the other buildings. So we take a nice screenshot. Some people working on the roof there. Always lots of stuff to see. These roofs, they could be flat, but they could have a lot of equipment on them that make them not flat. Basically. Let's find something down here. We got the Wynn, we got the Encore. I'm thinking one of these buildings will have a flat roof. Let's go back to hover mode. Hover mode. So immediately starts accelerating. Now we really want to watch our speeds. All right, that's the Palazzo there. Not a very fancy hotel. Treasure Island. Didn't mention those. Let's see. Where can we land? We have a nice view. The Caesar's Palace doesn't have any flat roofs. What about on this one over here? It's really tall. This one here. Alright, too much high. We're gonna go over here. Oh yeah. Any of these could be landed on. We'll land on this closest one right here. So easy. Just come over, get your negative, VS there, watch your vertical speed. Of course, from the outside it's trivial. From the inside you can't see where you are. You can't see below you. So it's pretty scary. Just very gently place her down. Alright, we've landed on the roof. Everyone get out. Take a look at the great spot we found to check out. Now that's a view that's hard to find. We're taller even than the height of the high roller. which is pretty impressive. For some reason, the sphere is not very active. Usually, it's got quite a few different interesting animations. I wonder if that's related to the. Maybe I might be offline. I think I could check that. If I go here. Yeah, I think I am. It says live weather, but I don't know if I'm getting layers. Anyway, it's fine. All right, that's cool. I had a great time. We're gonna fly. We're gonna land somewhere else, and we're gonna do a different flight because it is what it is. Oh yeah, I want to get a screenshot first, like something impressive that shows like that we're way up in the air. And exactly where we are. And people are going to recognize that that's the Vegas skyline, I think. It just looks so Vegas. Even that sphere in it. Alright, screenshot time. I actually use these quite a bit for my little when I do my Twitter posts. Cheers. A lot more Diet Coke to go. Alright, back in the plane. Alright, back in the plane. Alright, so we're going to take off. We're in hover mode. We're going to give us some power. Juice. Generate electric power to the fans. The fans generate the lift. And we're going to land down at Henderson, which is down this way. Let's just fly, so we're going to fly. Alright, so get some forward speed going in hover mode until it gets past that line there. And then switch to fly. And then it kind of transitions there. Again, there's the high roller pin on there. It's really cool. This whole section there, that little kind of alley there is really kind of like a really cool place. Well, very, very popular little alley. Not really alley, it's between two hotels. Between the Flamingo and the Link. But I'm wondering, who is Fly Julius? Is that somebody we know? They are also doing low-level Vegas passes. So kind of what we're speaking here. We are kind of almost as fast as this plane. And probably just about as maneuverable. Because of the unusual flight characteristics of it. That's the Delano. I think they're changing the Delano to something else. There's the freeway. Lake Julius went up that way. And this is kind of the freeway side of the strip. Alright, we'll go land up at North. There's the backside of the Aria. Oh, the Vidara. I've actually heard the Vidara is nice, and the Cosmopolitan. And that's the backside of Teasers. Oh, that's the Bellagio. God, these places are so huge. I mean, you barely can tell the scale. And then, the part where you walk through the enormous gambling floor. Pretty amazing. We're gonna follow the freeway up here. There's a good old Trump Tower, It's pretty nice up here. Here's what it looks like from here. Already seen a lot today, and we're just getting started. I like that, kind of the shape of all these buildings, so there's sure a lot of unique pieces of architecture that we get to enjoy in the game. Although our sphere is not giving us the what we really normally have in terms of variety. Alright, where do we take... I think we took off from like one of those spots there. Yeah, but we're going to find a helicopter landing spot a little further north. What's this one say up ahead? We'll find out when we get there. We do not have to land on a helicopter. Oh yeah, this is kind of this, I forget what you call it. It's the name of the market center or something like that. It's a very imposing, interesting looking edifice. Marketing center, I don't know, something. Well, there's a bunch of places to land up there. So let's check out this one up here. Another beautiful hot day in Vegas. I'm flying the flying GPU. Yeah, probably am. Going with all the fans. It's like if a GPU had 8 fans, but this time it's in pink, which is, you got to admit, a badass color. I mean, the visibility, you know, like nobody's gonna miss that. Plus, I got the lights, you know, we got the fancy lights on. In fact, are those those are turned on, right? Those are the logo lights, yeah, on. Plus, I got a passenger. Hello. We're gonna land here. Okay. Oh, we gotta go into hover mode. Hover. There we go. That will start us decelerating. What is this? Something moving and storage. Oh, we're gonna land at a moving and storage yacht lot. But then there'll be some more flying around in a much different, some kind of different vintagey kind of airplane. Just because, you know, this is so futuristic and modern. All right, we're gonna get some negative. We're gonna back off. We're gonna get some negative vertical speed here. So there's a moving and storage lot that apparently has a place for helicopters to land. I don't know if that's true, but just look at the desert all around us. All around us. There's Vegas. There's lots of very dry-looking golf courses. That's what I meant to say. Like Palm Springs, you know, it's such a desert, but they have like 55 golf courses. Just imagine the water needs and the land needs for all those golf courses. All right, we're at negative 700 feet per minute. See us, we're coming down about like this. Again, you can't see below you, so it's a little scary, but we want to start getting some more speed up here. Okay, it actually shows us physically exactly where we're going. We've got some nice little terrain, very industrial, kind of well-made industrial terrain here. We're going to land in the center of the little marked circle there, which you can barely see, but it is, again, in a helicopter, this would be very hard. But in basically what is a drone, it couldn't be easier. Now from the inside, I'm really trying to land right in the center of it there. Those are actually probably good looking, right? Parking brake on. All right, we landed at the storage market lot. I guess we're here for the auction. We're buying it. We're buying storage lockers that were abandoned, and then we're gonna find massive quantities of wealth in there. Hey, anybody ever see Storage Wars? Actually, I used to watch that show a lot. I mean, still do, but it's not really on anymore. All right, so I believe we just turn off the fuel feeds, right? Like, take that from here. Fuel feed. Turn off your battery. Turn off your alternator. And then as the engines spin down, that's when these will go off. Even though the battery's off, there's still some power being generated by the engines until they spin down entirely. It's cool. All right, and then all the lights go off. It's really, I don't know. It's cool flying a very unusual plane like that. Oh yeah, there's still those little what that look like toy propellers are still spinning down. And then you got your 8 fans mounted there. Yeah, so the other plane that's in the news that's kind of the hybrid, I'm not going to fly it right now because I want to fly something that's a little more vintagey, but I have it. It's part of 2024. It's the Joby. This company is big time in the news. Apparently, I mean, they're publicly traded. Let's see. So we can go here, and I'll just show it to you really quick. I'm not going to fly it because it's not really that exciting to fly. It's not even really. It's less fun, I would say, even than this one. But it's designed to be a real air taxi like what we just saw, but it's bigger and has a more practical use. It's called the Joby S4. We can see on the configuration page. I'm not going to fly, but I'll show you on the configuration page. We'll fly it sometimes. It consists of a pretty big, much bigger plane, and then these nacelles that hold the electric power can rotate, so they can face forward for forward flight and up, rotate 90 degrees. For vertical flight. So pretty complicated method of getting around, which is true of the plane we just had. But at least the plane we were in doesn't have like all the fans were in a fixed position, which must make it simpler. And the other thing is, I believe this is a all battery powered plane. So, but we'll take it out sometime. But I don't want to fly it now. I want to fly something else somewhere else entirely, but something that's got a lot of vintagey feel to it. Let's see, what do we got? It could be fun. Older than the F-86 for sure. Older than the OV-10. What do we got? That's kind of like the World War II. The Grumman F-4F, the P-38, the Spitfire we've flown pretty recently. What do we got here? These are kind of fun. The P-40F Warhawk, which is one of my favorite planes. Let's fly that around. Let's see. I think we got some nice colors for it too. And I'm going to attempt to cold start it. I don't remember exactly if it's a tough one, but we're going to try. We got a civilian model that's real shiny. Let's pick that one. Oh yeah, nice. I like the shiny one. That's a shiny one. Shiny. But where? Let's see. Not in Las Vegas. Not even in America. You know what I mean? We're going back over to Europe. It's starting to get dark there, so we're gonna have the opportunity for some of those nice late afternoon or just after sunset flights. So let's see. Let's pick some place. All these places look really good in the game. This whole part of England. What's this over here? I guess we'll start in Liverpool. Departure. Yeah, it's 1856 there, so it's almost 7 p.m. So it should be just after sunset. We'll find out. But we're gonna cold start it because that's part of the fun of the game, as far as I'm concerned. And you know, it is what it is. If we can't, I can always use the Control E cheat, which is, you know, a way of automatically, if you can't start the game, start the engine. It's supposed to always start it. Although I've noticed that sometimes in 2024 you just can't start an engine, and then, you know, like, you reload the game and it worked. You did the exact same sequence. But let's try it. Last time I checked, I believe, ooh, that's real framey. Hopefully it'll speed up a bit. Let's see if we're gonna get some responsiveness here. Yeah, this happened the other day. Certain airports. Okay, that's good. It shouldn't be more than about that. All right, this is this very shiny plane. Very shiny. I like it. All right, everyone on board. Let's just see what it looks like from the inside here. Oh, lots of switches. That's a good thing, sort of. All right, what are these things over here? Flaps, rudder trim should be at 0. Fuel to start with the drop tank. I don't know if we have fuel in the drop tanks. See, I don't see a drop tank. So let's go with rear wing. That should be the right one. Okay. Mixture to full. Propeller to there. Throttle to there. We're going to turn on the battery. We're turning on the generator. Fuel pump on. That's the starter right there. Fuel primer. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't really need the pre-oiler, I don't think. Magnetos to on. I think we can try starting it. Let's find out. Starts like a dream. So nice and easy. Starts like a dream. I love it. All right, but my radio is probably off. It is off. Where's my radio? It's one of these. Oh, it's way back here. I'm going to find the radio. That could be tricky. It could be one of these. Landing lights. And we don't need the radio necessarily. Let's see. Master radio. Okay, that's now on. Instrument lights. Instrument lights. We need those. Parking brake is on. Yeah, I'm starting to remember where everything is. Okay, okay. Rear wing tank. Propeller mixture. Perfect. Cowl flaps we want slightly open. About 15%. Alright, you can see the cowl flaps are, let's see, where are they located? They're below, they're at the bottom. They're kind of small, but they're on the bottom of there. They're just slightly open. You can kind of see them underneath the intake. Beautiful plane. Yeah, now we can ask for clearance from Clarence. We're in Liverpool at the John Lennon International Airport. Just a random location. Hey, I'm a Yankee, but hey, I don't appreciate being called that. Or do I? I don't like it. I would not go this way. Alright, let's see if I can taxi. Taxi may be harder than you think. Okay, it wants us to go that way. I don't know why it wants to go that way. We're going to go this way. Oops, I almost hit that car. That's fine. You do have to be very careful on the brakes, because you will flip your ass forward. But you also have to go real slow. It wants us to head out this way here. It's about as fast as you'd want a taxi in this plane. You don't feel like you're going real fast, but that's about as stable, you know, because of the very narrow footprint of the wheels. I'm just going to go down to the end of the runway. Actually, it's going to make us go off the runway and back on. We don't really need to do that. Let's go to the other one. Turn around. Kind of unusual pattern to get to the end of the runway. We could have just gone down there. Actually, we do want to go down here because it'll make it a lot easier to make the turn. This plane doesn't make a short turn very well. Hitting the brakes, we're going a little fast. Very powerful engine. Same issue, by the way, with this plane, with the Spitfire. You don't really want to take off with full power because it has so much torque that it tends to want to twist your plane. And that's way more power than you need to take off. So it can really make it difficult to take off unless you know that you really don't need full power. We do need a little bit of positive trim and flaps, but other than that, we're ready to go. The canopy is closed, engine's all warmed up. Go now a little more here. A little bit less engine even. Runway ahead. Thanks for the warning. Come slowly and smoothly to a stop. There we go. Hopefully we can get our clearance. There we go. Okay. Flaps to the 10% position there. And a little bit of positive trim, which I'm adding there, like 1% positive trim. Help us get off the ground there. There's generic. Where's generic? Okay. Alright, I'm cleared. That means I am cleared. For a second I thought it meant I had to wait. Alright, so we line ourselves up. I do like that, the American flag theme on the back there. Even though we're not American now. Alright, so get to about here, and then we're going to slowly advance both the throttle and the propeller to almost all the way, but not all the way. Eventually, first the nose comes down. Use your rudders. Keep nice and stable. That's normal. We're not ready to take off yet. Now we're getting the speed to take off, and we can just pull up a little bit. A little rotation there, and we're ready to bring up gear and the flaps. Gear's coming up. As gear comes up, it has this great rotation. Kind of rotates 90 degrees and kind of folds in really well. Really well, nicely engineered. All right, where is Liverpool? At this point, we're tucked in and we're flying, and I will find out, I guess. But as I mentioned, look, it looks like it's just after sunset. I see some buildings on that direction. Looks like it's kind of rainy over that direction. This is where we took off from. I actually think Liverpool is kind of this way where the rain is. Let's fly through the rain. And again, it's such a great special effect. We'll see if it actually is raining here. It looks like it is. Fly through the rain, you get those drops appearing on the windshield, and then they turned into rivulets, and it's pretty wild. They put some effort into it, but you got to fly into the rain intentionally. I think we're going to. Yep, there goes rain. The rain in Spain. Well, technically it's England. We're getting wet. It's Free car wash or plane wash, technically. Be nice and clean after this flight. That's the important thing. But it's a very, very, very localized amount of rain because we're already flying out of it. It took us like less than a minute. But it's kind of cool. You watch the rinse as we fly out of it. It kind of stops. I don't know. I just get that just gets out. All right. I think Liverpool is actually around here somewhere, but I don't know. I've never been there. I mean, I've flown around it a few times. In fact, it's actually a good question. There's the airport, but I don't know where the city is. It wouldn't be right next to it. And I do see those buildings over that way. Let's head that way. I don't really see anything this direction. Well, there's a bridge here. This actually, I know, there's another city that way. There's a lot of cities around here. But this is, I think, Liverpool. It must be pretty big. We've got some bridges we're going to fly under. Let's check it out. The first bridge we're going to fly under is this one right here. Did I get your last? Did I hear your last thing? No, that's really. Hey, buddy, I'm in the middle of something. We're not gonna. We might have been able to. All right, let's try this next one. This is the Mersey Gateway Bridge. It also seems pretty low. But you know, you only live once. We are like 8 feet above the ground, by the way. I can't even dip my wings. I smashed into it. Well, we're back on track now. Okay, anyway, this looks like a nuclear power plant because it's got those cooling towers. Let's see if we can see if there's a containment building. They're really well done. We got steam coming out of your cooling towers, which you don't always get. That bridge was hard to fly under. I mean, they're so low to the ground. Yeah, these are definitely nuclear power stations there, I believe. And those, it's interesting. Oh, there's cooling towers there. I'm not sure they're positioned correctly. And they may have got a few things wrong on that little segment there. It's all right. They do well. So what's over here? It's like there's a real central location here. And there's a cool park here. Look at this park. I guess that's a park with like a theater, an amphitheater or something. Maybe not. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe that's a graveyard. I don't know. All right, there's these bridges. There's the Silver Jubilee Bridge. We weren't able to get under either of these. And the Mersey Bridge. But they do look good. Yeah, we're definitely starting to run into the limitations of the simulation on this particular computer. That's fine. But this is actually a double bridge. This is the Jubilee Bridge, which makes it extra hard to fly under. You see what I mean? You gotta fly under 2 bridges. And gosh, look how low those are. I mean, no. That's gonna be hard. But the Mersey is one of the major rivers in England, right? What's it say? Oh my god. Let's find out. The Norton Water Tower. I think this is something they added to the game not that long ago as a point of interest. Let's check it out. I'm having a good time flying my Grumman P40F or whatever it is. Of course, it's easy to fly this plane. Landing is a little... Oh, we want to check our fuel. But I do want to... We're all going to use our magical parachutes to check out the water tower. I mean, if they made some effort to make it look good in the game, we're going to look at it. It looks like a old tower. All right, magical parachutes on. Jumping out of the plane. The magical parachute gets back into the plane. So yeah, that's this is what you call a water tower, maybe from the 18th century or 19th century, you know, early 19th century. And it's got all sorts of Latin on it. I don't read Latin that well. But it says, here is where the water is stored so that the people may not die of thirst. I'm making that up entirely, but it's probably true. Oh, this way. Back in the plane. All right, we saw it. Back in the plane. Start time. I wonder if there's any other kind of cool points of interest around here. Like, what is this over here? Oh, just a little tower of some kind. Oh, cell phone tower. Whatever. Still, really, really beautiful countryside near Liverpool. And in general in England, that's why I love flying over it. I never get tired of it. Well, I might get tired of it someday. But not for a long time. Alright, I think there's an airport up there, too. Alright, I was going to check our fuel situation. Because as I mentioned, even though it shows that I have plenty of fuel, if we're not actively monitoring which tank we're taking it from, we might be about to run out. See, well, I'll show you here in a second. So let's see. We're using the front wing tank, I believe, and which is good. So the front wing tank and the rear tank are the only things that have gas, right? I think we're taking it from the front wing tank. I'll figure that out soon enough. But we do have plenty of fuel. We're not going to run out of fuel. Oh yeah, what's over here? This also has an airport. This airstrip. Just trying to see when that front wing tank or rear wing tank, 33 and 48. That's right here. So one of them's going to go down at some point. Limham Dam airstrip. Was there a dam around here? So this is 33 and 48. If we're actually using it, gas. Yeah, that's just some dirt. You can't land there. I think there's another actual airport over here. We're gonna check out. Yeah, it's a front wing tank is what we're taking gas from. Perfect. Plenty of gasoline. Plenty of gas. Good to know. Oh, look at the size of this airport. All right, we're going to have to go past it and then come back because we're basically right here. And that's, yeah, we want to come in this direction. So we're going to come out here. This way, and then land to the south, southwest there. This looks like a fairly popular airport. I wonder what it's called. Manchester. Okay. So, yeah, Manchester is also a pretty big city, not too far from Liverpool. Quite inland, but it's around here somewhere. Like 30 miles or whatever. That's less, probably. Where are the actual... Oh, yeah, Manchester is over there. Let's fly over Manchester and then land at the Manchester airport. So we can see multiple British cities. Yeah, it's definitely a castle. Yeah, we're flying. This is, yeah, Liverpool to Manchester. Kind of at random. I really enjoy it, especially this time of the year because we get these sunset flights. It's the real time of the day. It's about 7 p.m. there. But, yeah, London looks, and all of the countryside of England looks so good, so detailed. But yeah, we started from Liverpool, from the John Lennon Airport, and that's the Manchester Airport. But this is Manchester up here. That's the city. The airport is down that way. Okay. Just trying to stay off the ground here. A little more positive trim is called for. As we use fuel from that rear wing tank, it actually makes the nose a little heavier. So I'm kind of compensating by adding a little more positive trim. But Manchester should look lovely because we're getting some great sun. Yeah. Well, John Lennon is from the Beatles are from Liverpool. They formed in Liverpool, and so they're considered the famous son. So it wasn't originally the Liverpool, the John Lennon Airport. It was fairly recently, I think the 90s or something. But after he got shot, obviously. All right, this is going to be Manchester. There's the Manchester Royal Infirmary. I guess there's like barracks or something. And this is kind of what the buildings. I think these buildings are not as detailed as they could be. I mean, they're not that. You know, they're probably more interesting in the real world. This city needs some improvement, but it's, you know, it is what it is. It's Manchester. All right, we're gonna land at the Manchester International Airport, and you can see there's the train station, or a train station. There's probably another train station in there too. But that, you can always do kind of a layout of a train station, the tracks. We'll follow the tracks. I bet the tracks go right to the airport. It's over there. All right, whenever I say what's over there, that means we're going to fly over there. I'm not sure if that's a big building or not. It's a white thing here, or if this is an area. Maybe it's a lake. We'll find out. I can always find out where the airport is on this map. Okay, yeah, we want to head this way anyway, because we're gonna be landing in that direction there. Yeah, I guess this is a reservoir, because it definitely doesn't look like a natural feature, but I just wanted to check it out. In fact, the way it's divided up, I wonder if this is an evaporation pond of some kind, like a salt pond, some kind of evaporation pond. You got a lovely looking golf course. That could be, is that 18 holes or is that 36? That looks like 2 courses. Hard to tell. But you can see this is always the artificial. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing in there. Maybe it's water treatment? I don't know. All right, we're getting ready to land. So we're going to line up at the runway. We're about to establish a line up here. The runway up ahead. All right, so what's our speed? 182. We're going kind of fast. That's all right. Better than going too slow. We're heading in for the runway. This is what it looks like from here. And, okay, what's our distance? We're approximately, how many miles? Okay, we're still 7 miles away. So we're not quite ready to put our flaps and landing gear down. But we're getting there. Again, just a beautiful evening here. We really don't need this up here anymore. I can see where we are. But yeah, the afternoon lighting effects. In fact, I might have to, oops. Stop time. Zoom in. Getting like a shot where I can get the sunset through the windshield. So it always gets the best effect there. Where's the bright spot? Kind of that way. I don't know if I like this shot. I think, you know. There we go. Getting picky here. All right. We're almost ready to land. I'm gonna help you, Cherry. All right. Back in the plane. Start time up again. Where's the arrow? Okay, it's right in front of us. All right. At this point in time, I'm going to start bringing the flaps down. So 1 click for the flaps. Now let's start bringing our speed down. 2 clicks for the flaps. Gives us a little more drag. Brings the speed down. Probably go ahead 3. You can see the flaps. Oh, the flaps haven't come up yet. We're going too fast. They're automated. Okay, we got to slow down first. Hopefully we can put the gear down. This gear is going to start coming down real soon. There it comes. Flaps are in landing position. Gear is locked and down, which is good because the runway is right there. Alright, so now we're watching speed carefully. Again, too slow is a problem, but too fast is a big problem too. I don't think we have air brakes, but that's alright. I know how to modulate speed. Let's see, we're 125. That's a good speed for now. Flaps are at the proper position for landing. Looks like we got pretty calm winds. Just a beautiful afternoon landing here. Oh, such a gorgeous time. If I wanted to, I could put my, right, this thing can, you know, there's a way you can use this for something. your speed? 95. Okay, a little more power. So we don't want to go much below 90. But we don't want to go much higher because otherwise, you know, we'll bounce pretty hard if we're going too fast. That's about the right line up there and a pretty decent glide slope. It's just speed. You got to be careful on 94. Make sure we look to the left. See from here, just make a little correction here. A little less power. Hear the engine coming down. Still got plenty of speed. Nice little flare out. Yeah, a little bump there. A little bit of a bump there. There's some left rudder. Stay on the runway here. Braking. Oh. Braking. Flaps up. Leave the runway. Good enough landing. Good enough. We're in Manchester. Pretty big airport, obviously. I'm not surprised. Got 2 control towers. A little less speed here. Bring the power down. See, I think my friend Kelly is trying to message me. I should see what she has in mind. Alright, well that was a fun couple of flights. I really enjoyed it. I'd push it, but there's always tomorrow. You know? There's always tomorrow. We're going to be flying around a lot more. And Monday. Because I do want to make sure, if I can, unless it's crazy at work, I'm going to definitely will stream. And, you know, I'll expect it to be crazy at work. Alrighty. Where should we park? I don't know. I keep forgetting, too. The thing is, the most important thing I want to know is, yeah, this airport is definitely not one of the super high-end fancy ones. Okay, oops. Okay. Parking brake. But can I open the canopy? Because I think you can. Yeah, okay, canopy control wheel. Canopy open. Lovely. Again, just what a great cockpit, complex stuff going on there. Right, so I want to say, yeah, if we're here, the fuel control is there. So we're on the front wing tank. We can move to the rear wing tank. But if I go to off, engine stops. Which is what I wanted to happen. Alright, another chance for one more screenshot before we go into the big brain segments. The big brains teaser segment of the day. I just think we still have the opportunity to get some nice sunsetting activity here. It just, you know, it's that golden hour time. Maybe from the sun side, though. Because we get that nice kind of metallic kind of reflectivity. Hello. Alright, that's better. Wait further. Guys, you know, make sure you can see it's a plane. But I like the close-ups because they show more detail. Alright, that's going to have to do. I could do this all day, but I'm not going to. Alright, next thing that's going to happen is, I don't think we're going to watch any skibbities, but I'm going to do the big brain game. So I'm going to go into just chatting. Just chatting category. Hello, just chatting category. Thank you. Alright, give me 1 second here. Gonna get out of the game. Main menu. At least it ran pretty well. We didn't crash. Got a reasonable frame rate the entire time. Didn't get any of those severe jitters. I do want to spend more time in the original Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 because of the new update was really, and I think the new update is actually really good. So it really helps to, you know, the only way we'll find out is if we do a lot of it. And so, yeah, I plan on flying 2020 like every other time, but we did it twice in a row. So I figured we'll do 2024 this time. And then we'll go back to 2020 for next time just to kind of see, you know, certain places like Los Angeles look so much better in 2020. Like, it's not even close. And a lot of places do. So, you know, and since for me, part of it is the enjoyment of the vistas, 2020 might be the place. I think even Las Vegas looks a little better in 2020. I mean, you know, the fountains work and a bunch of stuff. I think The sphere does a lot more stuff. We can check it out tomorrow. Like do a comparison stream. All right, what am I doing here? I'm bringing up the big brain games so that we can go into the big brain game department. That's the other good reason in 2020 is I can install the Dune content because we don't not have it in 2024, and I haven't run that. You know, when that first came out, I was ornithoptering all over the place. I mean, it's one thing to play the content, but just flying the ornithopter in the real world is really intense and fun. And so, yeah, I think we should do that again. That might be something to do. I will want to spend some time off stream, like making sure that I've loaded all the stuff correctly. All right, the Big Brain games consist of me playing these standard free games that are published on the daily on these websites. But I've just been doing it for a long time, so I find it's very relaxing and just something that I enjoy doing. Noisy Plate and Crumb are my 3 standard starting words. So I use those for the Quirtle and the Octurtle. Let's see, and in many kinds you'll kind of get like this upper right could be Intel, which is actually a word, but or inlet. All right, that's fine. It's an anagram. It could have been Intel though. Anyway, I think this is Noose, Noosc, right? Because it can't be Norse. And that's the only other thing. It's got to be Noose. And let's see, lower right, lower left, we've got L and something, and then E. But the E can't be there. It could be elegy, Elegi. And then lower right, what do we got here? It could be, we got S, I, U, and R. There's a fourth, we only get 4 of the 5. So I don't know what this one, I'm gonna have to guess something. We're going to guess virus, but I don't think it could be virus. All right, well, it could be virus. All right, so that's one of the multiple brain games, one of the big brain games. The second big brain game, by the way, there's a bunch more Quirtles, which I will pick up later and play all of them. There's 4 more. Second of the big brain games is called The Revealed. It's a daily puzzle game where we have to guess something, in this case, a place. And we know so far that it's a 10-letter word. These are always so frustrating at the beginning, but I kind of get off. Anyway, we have this heavily redacted document that will lead to clues. But first we're going to read it. We get to these darker blue ones. Some of these we can reveal. But before we do, I want to get a feeling for what we got here. So blank, the place that we're looking for, is a blank blank lying off the blank of blank. Blank is the 4th blank blank in the blank after blank, blank, and blank. Although located some blank blank from the blank blank, this place, blank, is primarily related not to blank, but rather to blank of blank. More than blank, blank to the blank. Because of the blank blank, many blank blank have blank and blank into unique blank. I feel like this is a very natural place. Is it the Galap? I don't think that's enough. Hold on. Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough for Galapagos Islands. But I want to check this one. Africa. Okay. Africa. Something of Africa. The first thing I think of lying off of Africa that might be a large attic and does fit is Madagascar. It's got the correct number of letters, and it was the correct thing, of course. So yeah, all I needed to know was it was something lying off Africa. You know, I kind of felt it was large because something like it's the 4th large. I got the feeling it was the 4th largest island in the world after Greenland, New Guinea, Borneo. Like I somehow kind of sussed that, so I figured it was a large island. Although located blah blah managers popular related African those of Indonesia more than 3 hours away because of the many zoology. Blah, 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 blah. All right, we did pretty well on that one. Didn't have to cheat or nothing. We only needed one reveal. Other players solved it pretty easily. Fantastic. All right, the next game is called the Tightrope Trivia. I consider myself a trivia master. Today's trivia is the second from the hardest because they're graded during the week from easier to harder. Monday's the easiest, Sunday's the hardest. Today's Saturday. It's a 9-question multiple choice answer, but it's timed. The faster you get it, the more points you get. So you got to both get it right and fast to get your full points here. First is one show, Lord of the Rings. That was a lot. That was a wasted amount of money. I did not love those shows. They will not. Anyway, did you later joined it in 1970s? Boy, some of these are. Shouldn't that took too much time. Not one of the 3 Baltic states. Oh gosh, I just got lucky there. It's a storm. That was easy. The technology and science ones are not going to be hard. Which bucolic sheep pasture of those 4 places. Vocabulary are also pretty easy. McCarthy. I almost wasn't even alive during then, but that was still famous stuff. All right, we're doing pretty well. It was Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Boy, I wanted to go there, but oof, tough. Catch you later. The right side of this ship is called starboard. That was a tough one. That one's easy enough. Anything goes. Okay. I think the Joshua Tree. That one I think I know. Joshua Tree is effectively a giant yucca. All right, well, 8 out of 9. On one of the harder days, I gotta say 8 out of 9 is not so bad. Let's see. We definitely did not get Clever Funambulist, but we may have Walking Encyclopedia. There you go. There's one higher level of ranking. You need 2,200 points for that, but you're not going to get 220 points unless you get them all right. But hey, it is what it is. I enjoyed the trivia. I consider myself a trivia master for some strange reason. All right, we're going to do 2 octorals, and that's going to finish the big brain games. Here's number 1. It's kind of the standard warm-up octortal. It's like the Quordle, except, again, you're solving 8 5-letter words with the same set of words. So we're going to use the same starting words and then look and see what we got. Okay, lower right could be clung or clunk. And by the way, I played this so many times that I kind of immediately know, what the words are. Like this is practically has to be murky over here. This could be clung or clunk, so we're not going to go with this one. This one here this could be a bunch of things. This one here is probably bossy. We got a B. Okay, let's see what we got here. Lower right, believe it or not, it's not a trademark. Could be nylon. I think it is. Let's see. Those are the easy ones. Oh yeah, if it's got an A, a K, and a Y, nothing else, and the Y is not there, is it not then? It's a kayak. K-A-Y-A-K. Let's see. We have A-U-N-T, but that's always a tough one because you think, oh, well, it could be A-U-N-T, easy, but it could be haunt or gaunt or daunt or taunt or vaunt or there's 5 different words that could be. So we're not gonna get that one for a while. This one here, let's see, what could it be? could be Harry, like H-A-R-Y. Yeah, because that means that's not just a name. To harry somebody is to do something. Anyway, we're just going to do a. It's okay. It can't be clunk, so but it could be clung, which is good because we need the G. The G is one of those letters we're trying to eliminate here, so it can't be gaunt because there's no G in it. Still could be. And there's no. It can't be haunt because there's no H in it. But it still could be vaunt or jaunt or daunt. Oh, we're screwed. Anyway, let's get the other words first, and maybe we'll do a strategy word to try to suss that one out. So this one here is R-I-N-G. So what could, okay, be ring. That's not going to be helpful, but for the other word. All right, so here's the interesting thing. This lower left here, it's the left larger. We have 3 words. We're going to need to know whether, okay, there's a D, a V, or a J in it. Because it could be vaunt. Actually, you know what? Let's just, if it could only be, because it could be taunt. Oof. So I want to, yeah, I have to eliminate at least 3 of. What would be a good strategy word? If it started with T and has a D and a J in it, or a V, but I don't think there are any words like that. All right, I'm giving up. There's no good strategy words. It's not jaunt. It's not daunt. It's probably taunt. We'll try vaunt. I don't really care. This thing, yeah, it was vaunt, but again, so we win. All right, there's one more game we're gonna play, but that set of words annoys me to no end for that reason. So many words randomly end in A-U-N-T that it's anytime I see A-U-N-T, I'm just like, we might as well give up. We're done. That's gotten me so many times. That's the single reason why I lose a game 90% of the time. And a word that ends in A-U-N-T. Because it could be taunt, haunt, vaunt, taunt, haunt, taunt. There's too many. All right, this one here. Okay, we don't use our 3 magical starting words. It uses 4 random starting words. And the first thing I want to see is that neither an E or an I is represented in those random words. So it's going to be pretty rough here. But let's see if we can get something out here. This could be putty, P-U-T-T-Y on the lower right. Could it be anything else? Yeah, it could be other things. It could be gusty. Could be a lot of things. This is going to be a real hard one. I'm already out. That's okay. Here, this one here though, on the lower left. I mean, there's a D, there's an R, there's an A, there's a P, and the E is available. It's got to be drape. Good. So that gave us the E, which we badly needed. Here we have, let's see, K, and C is available, but let's see. So it could be crack, C-R-A. C-K. Let's just check it out. Oof. It wasn't crack. It was... What was it? Crank. Oh, it had an A in it. There was an A in it, and N in it. That was not good. Oh, it's fine. It's the game. All right, next one here we have C-A, ends in E, but there's a U that we know to place. So it could be C-A-U something E. C-A-U. And I think it's got to be cause. And that's good because we badly needed that S. All right. All we know is it starts with an A. It could be amiss, A-M-I. Let's just try it. It was a miss. Good. We need some luck here. Hey, best viewers. I already got the best viewers, namely me. All right, this lower left hand. Now at least we know this one. Crisp. 0 possibility of anything else there. Yeah, now that we have the S and the M, we know it's musty, not gusty. I'm glad we waited there. We could still potentially win this rescue. We just have to get both of these last ones correct, and they're going to be hard. We have a D. Oh, at least we have all the letters. I think this has to be denim. Because right, M, N can go there. Yeah, it's definitely denim. And that's so the only last one hard is this one, and that's because all we know is there's an A, a W, and an O. But let's see what we can make with an A, W, and O. We don't have LUs, so it could be allow, ALLOW. Let's find out. So close, a glow. That was a hard one. Well, you know, that's why I end this game, because I end for the big brain game segment on this specific part. Oof, my Diet Coke is getting kind of watered down. It's still good though. It's still quite brown. I believe I get roughly 50%, maybe 60% of these I win because they're hard. You try it yourself. Let me, see if you can figure them out. But that's why I enjoy this game, because I get a good satisfaction when I actually do win. Yeah, about half the time. This one we did not win, but I don't feel bad because a couple of these words were kind of hard. A bunch of these words, and I missed this crank. We got this one wrong because there had to be an N in it, so it had to be crank. Couldn't have been crack. And so I had an oversight there, and without that we probably would have won, because I would have had an extra word here. So it was that close, and my point is, yeah, it was because of something I did. All right, well, the next thing is going to happen is we're switching into the music category. We're like well over an hour in. Why did it not say music? Say music, select music, done. All right, now we're updated to music. Give me a couple minutes to transfer over though, but we're going to move into the music category. I got my guitar here, going to tune it up a bit, play guitar, sing, I don't know what. We'll figure it out. Just like a normal guitar stream. Actually, not a normal guitar stream, because I'm going to be playing with creating sounds, not just playing the guitar, but how I generate sounds using my DSP-based system over here. It might be kind of different and kind of interesting. It might be kind of nerdy and boring, but that's fine. It's just stuff I like to do on stream. You know what I mean? And if you don't like it, we'll have lots more regular guitar streams and music streams coming up. But every now and then we'd like to do something a little different. Anyway, here's my mid-roll. We'll see you on the other side. Forgot my. What did I forget? My major. It's my alternate music camera. There we go. Down. There we go. All right. Let's see where we are here. We're in the musical department. I got my right there's about the good thing. I've got my Diet Coke in hand. All right, well, we're still with a fancy cheap guitar from Amazon that I got about a month and a half ago now. But I'm changing up my sound now. All the time I've been streaming, I've used one particular sound. I'll play it for here. This amplifier here is a GT40. It has 200 presets. This is normally what you hear when I play guitar. Okay, so what is it? What is the sound? I mean, what makes the sound? I'm gonna show you kind of by subtracting out the effects. This is without any effects. So this is what the guitar sounds like. Sounds pretty good. It's very dry, no reverb or anything like that. So the first thing I usually use is a chorus, or well, actually, this is the compressor, I believe. Yeah, so it's a compression. So that's what it normally sounds like without compression. With the compression, oh, that's the chorus. Yeah, this is the compression. All right, the chorus gives it this thickness. That come in, the chorus. And then with this is, and then just the reverb effect is this effect here. That's by itself. It's called a room. I keep the reverb pretty subtle and kind of not like an arena. Okay, so this is all the three effects and in combination with the Vox amplifier simulation. Anyway, so I'm working on making some new tones from scratch because I got like plenty of these presets that I haven't even used. So I'm making them significantly more distorted. All right, so without the effects. The amplifier is what's what's distorting, and it has a bunch of different amplifier models. This one's called the Supersonic. Okay, so I can add my reverb at the end. This is a spring reverb effect. All right, so and then in addition, okay, with the reverb off, the spring effect, this is with well, the compression, And then this is, I believe, what's called a JC chorus. See what I believe I put a fuzz box in here. That's what's causing them. No, actually, it's not a fuzz box. It's just a one of the cool things about this amplifier is that I can control it from an app and program it from the app, and so I can see exactly what I put in here. Okay, this is 151, right? No. So what I want to do. Yes, let's go here. This one here I did. Not really. Okay, this one has a basic amplifier simulation, but then a fuzz pedal, it's called Russian fuzz. And then a talking, called a touch wah, which a wah pedal is something that it applies a filter dynamically to the sound. Sometimes it's use a foot pedal, but sometimes it's kind of automatically applied. I don't have a foot pedal, but this is trying to kind of do that effect. I don't know if I could really sing a song like that. It sounds cool though. I'm enjoying it. I like messing out. This is another one. This one has it's called a vintage vibrato. Or sorry, vintage tremolo. Got that real Johnny Marr feel to it. All right, I'm going to go back to my regular sounds. Some of those sound effects. And the reason why is because this sound mixes the best with playing along with the karaoke versions I like to do on YouTube. We haven't done those in a while either. You know what I'm saying? I think it's about time. Where's my playlist? It's even lost my playlist on YouTube. I mean, it's not lost it, but Where am I going here? History, maybe? Find some of my songs I like to do. Start with this one here. Sorry, pause it for a second here. There we go here. Get the correct volume to about right here. All right, let's see if I can still do these REM songs. Well, reverb on. It's for singing. I always say that, but yeah, it is what it is.
Here's a little ghost for the offering. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's a truck stop instead of St. Peter's. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mr. Eddie Kaufman's gone wrestling. Yeah, 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 yeah. And he needs a new room and this one. Tell me how you locked in the punch. Anyway, anything on him will say, baby. Losing touch. If you believe, they put a man on the moon. Man on the moon. If you believe, there's nothing up his sleeve. Well, nothing is cold. Dang, I like that song. I gotta tune a little bit here. What's the next one? Oh, for sure, but yeah, I'll pause this one here. Oosh, oosh. Not good enough for coming work. Better. All right, now we got to tune up here.
This is the one I was looking for next. Tape over here. There it is. Hold on. Go back. I actually want to see if we can practice this a little bit here. Do that again. I gotta get this opening right. I just want to get comfortable with it. Work on it or not. It's not even that hard.
Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday, and I got myself undressed. I ain't ready for the altar, but I do agree there's times when a woman sure can be a friend of mine. Well, I keep on thinking about you, Mr. Golden, there's the prize, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one more correspondent, I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you've been on my mind. Will you meet me in the middle? Will you meet me in the air? Will you love me just a little? Just enough to show you care. Well, I tried to fake it, but I'm saying you just can't make it. But I keep on thinking about you, Sister Golden hair surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one poor correspondent, I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Will you meet me in the middle? If you meet me in the air, will you love me just a little? Just enough to show you care. Well, I tried to fake it, I don't mind saying, just can't make it.
All right, we're gonna do some Sixpence. I don't think it's the next one here, right? No, we're not gonna do that one. Maybe later. In any case, we're gonna do James Taylor. It's gonna be Caroline on My Mind. All right, there she goes. Love the song. Capo 3, I think. There she goes. It's also called from. I think they changed her name to The Laws at some point. I don't know. Band's been slightly tumultuous.
There she goes again, racing through my brain, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. When she goes again. She calls my name, pulls my train. No one else will feel my pain, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes again, chasing down my lane, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes, there she goes, there she goes.
Skipping around a little bit on what the songs I normally like to do. We'll do Brown Eyed Girl next. Just 'cause I feel like it. Got my pick. Keep forgetting which version I like. Try this one.
Sinking.
Other one. I just remember now. It's this one. The Carol Fun one. Yeah. They're similar.
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the harbor, playing a new game, laughing and a living, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with my heart's a loving and you, brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Whatever happened to staying so slow? Going down the old line with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind our rainbow's wall. Slipping and sliding all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing la 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 la, just like that? La 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 la. So hard to find my way now that I'm on my own. I saw you just the other day, about how you have grown. I guess my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes I'm a little thinking about it. I like the leather green dress behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing la 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 la? Beep bop beep bop beep bop beep bop 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 beep bop.
It's a fun song to sing. All right. Amy. See if I can sing.
try to make you think that you see one thing for yourself. Now you're off with someone else, and I know. See, I know that I might keep you for my own. Amy, what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't think the time is right for us to find all the things we thought weren't proper. Could be right in time, and can you see which way we should turn together or alone? I can never see what's right or what is wrong. Don't take too long to see what you wanna do. I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Things you thought before faded into gray, and can't you see? And I don't know if it's you or if it's me. If it is one of us, I'm sure we both will see. Oh, but you got me and tell me, baby, what you wanna do. I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Hey, what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Falling in it out of love, you. Falling in it out of love, you. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just falling in it out of love, you. Let's do Kiss Me. This one, right?
Sinking.
This one. Table 3.
Kiss me out of the bearded body, lying me beside the green grass, swinging, swing the spinning step. Wear those shoes, I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight, leave me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling, kiss me. Kiss me. I'm like a broken treehouse. Swing me upon its hanging tire. Bring your flower hat. We'll take the trail marked on your father's map. Oh, kiss me. Lead me in the deep twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand. Strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me, lead me in the deep twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hands, strike out the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me. So kiss me. So kiss
All right, I feel one more in me, and it's going to be the Who. Because who not? That's not the hardest one. Let's do Wish You Were Here karaoke. I hope I can figure out which one I like to do. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, let's start just real quiet. Yeah, it's this one. It's a long song, too. Give me a second. I just felt I'm a little too out of tune to enjoy playing the song. I was way out of tune. I'll be better now. Let's try it again. A little bit faster. This- Much better. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain,
Can you tell a green veil from a cold steel rail? A smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? They get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a rock comfort in the war? Negro in a cage. I wish we were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year, running over the same old ground. How we found the same old fears. Wish you were here.
My list. Okay. Alrighty, one more song. Oh, it's got to be Wonderwall because I don't know. It doesn't have to be, but it is. It's okay. Sorry. Oh, they didn't have that one.
Today gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. But now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding.
It's a long ass hang on that string, but I'm down for it. All right, enough of that. Enough of that random nonsense. I say. Give me a second to do a couple things here. Number one, turn the reverb off. It's kind of annoying. Oof. You know what? 2 hours and 11 minutes in. That's about enough for a stream. That will have to do. Okay, where do I put this? There we go. Perfecto. I got it. Guitar. There we go. Beautiful. That's a pretty ass guitar too. Look at the three-dimensionality in the top here. It's got a lot of activity when you move around. It's just a really well done cheap ass guitar. I really like it. And plus it plays. I got it playing pretty well. Tuning stability. I think I gotta tighten down this bridge or something. I don't know. Needs a little work. But overall, have a great time with it. Thanks again for coming by. Everybody stopped in, said a lot. A lot of my regulars came by. I still got a little bit of Diet Coke left, but as you can tell, it's pretty much kind of tan. It's not very fizzy. It's not even ice cold anymore. Well, yeah, you know, this Diet Coke is not strong enough to power the stream, thus the stream being over. But before I go, I'd like to leave you with one thought. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. That's the Carol Burnett ending, is what I like to call it. The Carol Burnett ending. And then she'd pull her earlobe as a signal to her grandmother, who I imagine is long gone by now. Bye, Carol Burnett's grandmother. See you guys next time, which is tomorrow, the regular time, I hope.